24 hours ago at Cafaro Field here in Niles, Ohio, it was a different game and different kinds of hits. The Mahoning Valley Scrappers, the single-A affiliate of the Cleveland Indians. It's their home, and they came up with a win last night over the Auburn Doubledays. But tonight, it's all about boxing here at Cafaro Field, and it's time for our main event. Manny Sepeda has been in this spot before, getting ready for a challenge against a former champion. For most 28-year-olds, they're still finding their career path. But for Clarence Bones Adams, it seems his has been set his entire life. Now, after 3 straight losses, he has found the answers he is looking for.
Had some bad times after that first one. Took a lot out of me mentally. I thought I won the fight, and they took it from me. You can tell my last couple of fights, I just didn't care.
When a fighter goes through a change in life, especially his age and things like that, you have to evaluate, especially when you lost a few times, you have to evaluate the things that you do.
You know, I lost my drive, that's the thing, and now I feel like I got it back. I took off some time and just relaxed and enjoyed life for a little bit, and now I feel like I'm ready to go. I know what I want again.
This kid is serious, he's not lazy. He actually want to get back to where he was before.
He was just 5 years old growing up in Henderson, Kentucky when he first laced him up. His father wanted him and his brother Fred to learn how to protect themselves.
He's the one that pushed me and made me go into the gym and kept me in there and wouldn't let me play other sports or nothing. He told me I could be good at a bunch or great at one. We were very poor, and no matter what, he was always there to make sure that I had to go to a tournament. I was there. He didn't care, I had to walk, crawl, whatever. We was there and was ready to fight and ready to go.
This pugilistic prodigy became a pro at the age of 15 after becoming disenchanted with the amateur ranks.
When you're a kid, you're fearless. I didn't know. I don't know the difference between a grown man and a kid. And I was just programmed to go out there and box and do what I could, and I did. And I was beating grown men, and people just loved it.
Bones is a very slick fighter. He's a hard puncher, fast puncher. It makes you miss a lot. So for this fight, I want him to make you miss and also capitalize on those misses to make these guys pay.
After this fight, this kid's a tough fight. A good, tough fighter, very tough. And I beat him. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I should have a big fight after that. Morales or Hamed or Barrera, whoever. I think I'll be ready for him.
There's nothing I can't teach Bones he doesn't already know. My thing is to get him in the best shape possible to do the things that he already knows how to do. His brain is there, his physical attributes are there, and his heart is there.
My goal right now is just to win this fight. I don't care how I do it. Just win this fight, get back in there, and stay in the gym. I need to want to fight another big fight. I'm ready for it.
So to listen to Bones Adams, Scott Ledoux, it appears that he has gathered himself, although we will find out for sure tonight.
Well, the one thing we'll find out about him is that he's got great experience in the past, so that he's going to draw from that, and that's what's going to carry him through this fight.
All right, let's take a closer look at his opponent tonight, Manny Sepeda, in our Fighter Focus. Sepeda has also recently been inactive. Now, the real turning point in his career was the 4.5 years he spent in federal prison.
I did 4.5 years in federal prison, and I learned a lot from it. I grew up a lot in prison, and I learned from some good people, not boxing, but a lot about life, and guys in there will tell you what they wish they could have done, or who they were, or who they could have been, and I told myself from day one, I'm not gonna be a part of the gang system in here. I'm not gonna be a part of any negativity. I got education in there too, college degrees in there, and I came home and said, you know what, I'm not gonna sit here the rest of my life and say, hey, I could have been a world champion.
30-year-old Manny Sepeda from Austin, Texas. He is now 15-6-2 with 5 knockouts, and as you take a look at his recent work, you take the note that it's his first fight outside of Texas since losing a 10-round decision of former world champ Junior Jones a couple years ago. And here is Clarence Bones Adams, 28 years old. The Kentucky native has been living his professional life in Las Vegas. He's 41-6-3 with 19 knockouts. His last 5 tell the story of his career. A rocket ride to the top, then the controversial loss to Paulie Ayala that started his 3-fight losing streak. Bernie Perfato, your referee, scheduled for 10.
Bones, Manny, I give you your instructions in the dressing room. I expect you to be at my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's do it.
Bones Adams ready to get back to where he once belonged. Manny Sepeda, he's got one of the biggest fight fans you'll ever meet. Told us he has all the ESPN Tuesday and Friday Night Fights tape. He has Bones Adams fights on tapes. Says he used to watch Bones when they were both teenagers. He has tons of respect for Bones Adams in his career, but tonight he has to leave that respect on those VCR tapes and worry about what's in front of him.
After this fight, he'll have a tape of he and Bones, and he hopes that he's out on top on that one. One thing about watching fighters on tape, when you get in the ring with them, it's a little different because they're hitting you then. Bones like to wait, let you lead, and then make you miss and make you pay for the miss. And, you know, Cepeda's got to do what he has to do, and that's come forward, use his punches, and try not to let this guy counter him. Bones is not going to be easy about that.
We'll feel him out here in the first round. Bones Adams, 10 first-round knockouts in his career. Sepeda just 1.
Neither one of them with a lot of knockouts, but Bones with a few more.
Bones would be the first to admit that he's not a big power puncher, just a well-skilled guy that's able to get things accomplished, and he has throughout his career.
Daniel Sepeda landing some nice stiff jabs there.
Push out the box. You're free.
Nice counter left hook there by Sepeda.
Left hand did well for him as Adams came in with that right hand.
Stop. Push out.
Lead 1-2 there with missed.
Over the top with the right. Adams comes back with his own.
Came back with his own, but Sepeda come right back with a combo. I like what he's doing in there. He's making sure that he's the last guy punching. Bones likes to be the last guy throwing punches.
Gotta be first.
Very confident look on Sepeda. Feeling each other out in this first round.
Make a look for that one. Step. Make a look for that one.
These two guys are both experienced. They want to see what the other guy's going to let go with in that first round. They want to see why he's so cautious. He wants to lead to these guys, get them to lead to each other. They're both counterpunchers.
See if they pick it up a bit in the second round. Sepeda and Adams scheduled for 10. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Fights presented by Miller Lite. Bones Adams in our main event as we take a look at our Miller Lite. Tail of the tape. Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time. Scott, 28 years old, but look at the big differential in fights.
Oh, I know this guy has had just a tremendous amount of fights, 50 fights. It's just unbelievable. And 23, he's got twice as many as Sepeda. There's no question. He's got a lot of experience underneath that belt buckle.
And as you see on the bottom line of our Miller Lite tail of the tape, both fighters inactive since last fall. Round number 2 between the former world champ and the hungry veteran Manny Sepeda. In that controversial first fight against Paulie Ayala, Bones Adams outlanded Ayala 230 to 157 according to CompuBox. He landed 43% of his power punches in that fight. So there's part of the reason why he was so upset with his loss, and he feels, and many feel, that his mindset has never been the same after that loss to Ayala.
Judges must have been from Ohio.
And we've had an interesting night here.
Spearman, I guess, you want to shake your head. Sepeda's doing a nice job in there, I think, using that jab, not letting him, caught him with a nice jab there, coming in. Got to get those hands moving a little bit. That's Bones is just sitting there catching him right now. I don't know if that's ring rust or what, but Sepeda has landed the better punches so far in this fight.
A good jab against from Manny Sepeda. He threw 23. Both men threw 23 jabs in that first round. Sepeda landed 8. Bones Adams didn't land 1.
It's a nice number.
That's the kind of fight that Manny wants it to be.
Yes, he does, and he wants to get that jab doubled up. Bones can slip 1 or 2, but he can't slip 3 or 4. He's got